Teacher.
Hello, Joseph. How
Good
are
afternoon.
you? Hi. iPad 3, I need you to put your name in there. Go down to the bottom with your cursor and click on chat, iPad 3, and tell me your name, because if you don't tell me your name, I can't count you here. I can see Joseph and Vera and Chris. You are fine. But there's another person, iPad 3, who does not have their name. I need you to put your name. If you cannot do it, then I will, then just type your name in the chat.
Excuse me, teacher, my name is Chuan San Wan. Do you?
Your name is what?
Chuan San Wan, CHUAN.
Ah, okay. All right. I'll change your name then.
Okay.
Okay, so just remember when you log in again, that when you log in for future classes, that you put your name in before you log in, because if you don't, I can't give you credit. You don't have to have video, but I need to have your name up there. So how is everyone doing?
Good, thank you.
Good.
How about yourself?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Yeah, good. I'm good. Thank you.
Good. So we have about 7 minutes. So if you need to go do anything or whatever, I'm going to start class right at 6 o'clock.
Okay.
Oh, teacher, I
Yes.
have a small question.
Yes.
If I wanna do the homework, right? Everything online, right?
Yes, everything's online.
Okay.
I will tell you at the end of the lesson, I will give you the homework and tell you where you can find it.
Okay. We need to study on the book or just on the online.
There is no book. There's no, I mean, I have some books that I'm pulling information out of, but there is no book for our online.
Okay.
I will give you all the homework pages that you need. And I am recording this. So either tonight or tomorrow, I will send everybody, whether you attended or not, the recording so that you can watch it again if you want.
Excuse me?
Yes.
Hi. I could not type my name to schedule individual appointment.
Oh, okay.
Can we like stay after this class, or do we have to finish?
Let's go to that page right now. Oh, let me admit some people. Let's see if we can get to that page right now. Let me see. All right, let's go back.
Hello.
Hi, how are you, Veronica?
Hi, thank you. Today was easy for me.
Ah, good.
Yes.
Okay, so Vera, what day did you want? I cannot do it tonight, but we have tomorrow at
Yes.
night. What
I
time?
can take tomorrow. It's fine. I see 6:20. Okay.
Okay, so
Okay, it's good.
okay.
And it's going to be the same link.
The exact same link.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Thank you. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Understood.
Consider this like my classroom.
Okay.
And so this is my room number. So
Okay.
that's where we will have everything.
All right. I will be tomorrow.
Hi, Fida. How are you?
Me. Hi, now. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Okay, good. I am just checking everything is fine.
Yep, yep. Everything. I can hear you. I can see. I can see your. There you go.
Okay.
That's okay. We can all be like.
Yeah. That happens sometimes.
I know. When I'm using my phone, sometimes it's down here, but it shows my neck, so I don't like to do that.
Yeah. How many people we are?
Well, there are 38 people in our online class.
Okay.
So 38, yes. So I'm thinking not everyone can make the webinar, so that is why we record it. So we are recording, and when the lesson will start, and I will send everyone, not everyone, whether you attended or did not attend, I will send you a link so that you can watch it again if you like. And for those who can't come, they have to watch it and send me a paragraph. So now one thing I did add, if you take your cursor and move it to the bottom, you will see a little word that says chat. And that's how you can chat with me.
Where?
If you move your cursor,
Ok, ahorita vengo, ¿ok?
if you move your cursor to the bottom, where it says, you know, the bottom line, it says participants, and right next to it, it should say chat.
In the right side.
Yes, you
More, yes.
click on the little icon chat,
Okay,
and you can chat with me.
For some reason, I can't see you. Okay.
So you're just gonna, you know, you just put a chat down if you have any questions. Okay, I'm gonna give it one more minute. Okay, iPhone. I need your name. Blonde hair, black hat, black t-shirt. I need.
My name?
Yes.
Chelsea Rodriguez.
Chelsea.
Yeah.
Let me just make sure I spell it correctly. Chelsea Rodriguez, okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. So. Okay, so when you all log in for each class, what you need to do is make sure that I have your name on here. I don't need to see your video. If you can't do the video, then that's fine, or if you don't want to, that's fine. But I need you, when you log on, I need you to put your name, because that is how I am going to take attendance.
Okay.
If I just see iPhone, then iPhone gets the credit and you don't. Okay? And we all know that iPhones cannot attend a lesson because there's no one named iPhone. None of my students are named iPhone.
No, pero no sé por qué no sale mi
Okay, so
nombre.
I'm just gonna give it one more minute to make sure everyone is here. So far we have 16 people. Yay! Okay, well, we are going to begin. So here is how we will have class. I am going to mute everyone. That means everyone will be on silent. If you have a question, take your cursor and bring it down to the bottom where it says chat. Does everyone see the chat feature?
Aquí tienes una pregunta.
Bring your cursor down to chat. Okay, everyone see the chat feature? If you have a question while I am giving the lesson, you need to type it in the chat. Okay, then I will, after I finish, I will turn on the audio so that I can hear you. But sometimes, you know, with kids, dogs, people make noise, you know, it just, you know, families, sometimes that happens. Okay, so I am going to mute you all now. You will be able to hear me, but I will not be able to hear your voice. If you have a question or you want to say something, type it in the chat, okay? So I see some people have typed some things. Good, Vera and Angie and Elisa, good, okay. All right, so let me get this set up here. Oh, all right. Well, that's not it, okay. Okay, so I'm going to mute you. Okay, so now I cannot hear you, but you can hear me, yes? Shake your head, yes? Okay, good, all right. So for tonight's lesson, we are going to talk about simple present and the present continuous. Some people might call it the present progressive. Some people might call it the present continuous. So we're going to review a little bit about the simple present, and we're going to review a little bit about the present continuous. And then we're going to talk about which one do we choose? How do we know which one to choose? Okay, so let's see, let's go. And up, there we go. Okay, so here's the simple present review. We use the simple present to talk about schedules, routines, hobbies, and facts. So mostly like schedules and routines. So every day I wake up at 6 a.m. I eat breakfast. I take a shower. Okay. Those are your routines, your schedules. I go to work at 7 a.m. and I start work at 8 a.m. Okay, so we use the simple present to talk about schedules and routines, hobbies, and facts. A fact is something that is true. So if I say, the sun is hot, that's a fact. Okay, the form that we use in the simple present is we add S and ES for the third person singular. Oh, that should be he, she. All right, well, I can't. All right, let me go back here. Okay. He, she, or it. I must not have typed it on there or whatever. So there should be it in there. He, she, and it are the third person singular. There are different spelling rules for the third person singular, and we're going to go over all of these. I'm just giving you an idea of what we're going to be talking about. There are irregular forms of the present tense, and that's do, go, and have. They're irregular in the third person singular. We're also going to talk about negative statements for the simple present, and how to make yes/no questions. Now, I put some useful links at the bottom here of this, and I will also put them on our blog page. So this first one for Ingvid, we're not going to have time to watch it tonight, but it talks about the present simple, or the simple present, whatever way you want to refer to it. And it's about 36 minutes long. You do not have to watch it. Okay, this is just for you if you want to. Or you can watch part of it if you need a review on part of the present simple. The other important part of the present simple present in the third person is the S at the end of the verb. So I have put a link here to Rachel's English. Now it's adding S's to nouns, but it is the same rule as you have for third person singular, regular third person singular in the simple present. So it's also useful for verbs for pronunciation. So if you want to work on your pronunciation, then watch this video and it will help you, because the S can make one of three sounds. It can make S, Z, or is. Okay? All right, so let's do some practice. And I will make this bigger. Okay, so these are just, again, I know this is review for many of you, but we're starting up, we have to start off somewhere. So the simple present, I work every day. You work every day. We work every day. You work every day. They work every day. Tom and Sue work every day. Now we go over to the third person. So notice for everything else, we don't add the S. It's just the base form of the regular verb, okay? He works every day. She works every day. It works every day. My brother works every day. So the verb is work. If the subject is third person singular, we have to add S to the verb. If it's not the third person singular, if it's I, you, we, they, then it's just the base form of the verb. So I just want to stop this to make sure to see no one else has come in. Okay. All right. Let's continue then. Okay. All right. Oh, nope, not the one I wanted. Oh, yes, it is. Okay. All right. So again, we use the simple present to talk about habits or routines, schedules, and facts. So habit or routine is like, I exercise every day. She starts work at 8. It rains a lot in April. And we add s to the verb for he, she, it for third person, and singular subjects like my brother, my sister, my mother, or if it's it, my house. Okay, so third person singular, he drives to work. She works in an office. The bank opens at 9 a.m. Okay, does anyone have, I'm going to go back to the screenshot here. Does anyone have any questions? If you have a question, raise your hand. Any questions? Or type in the chat if you have a question. Okay, I don't see anyone in the chat so that has a question. So we're going to go back and continue. Oops. Okay, so let's take a look at this exercise here. Here it's asking us to circle the correct form of the verb. Let me make this bigger. Here it's asking us to circle the correct form of the verb to complete each sentence. So the first one is done for us. Dr. Moffat loves his job. Okay, that's a fact. So Dr. Moffat is the subject, and that is third person singular. So the answer is loves. We have to put loves in there with the S. Let's look at number 2. He studies ants. Which one would it be? Okay, he studies ants. So let me see if I can get my annotate here and draw this. All right, let's try pink. All right, so he studies ants. It's really hard for me to draw with the cursor, so so I can't draw a straight line, but you get the idea. Okay, all right, let's look at number 3. A salesperson, good Vera, you got it. A salesperson sells products for a company. So the subject is a salesperson. That's third person singular, so it would be sells. Okay, let's look at number 4. You and Anita work or works on weekends. So the subject here is you and Anita. It's not third person singular. The pronoun we can use is they. So, good Maria. The answer is works. I'm just going to put it like that because that seems to work. Okay, number 5. Nurses help or helps people. Nurses. Is that third person singular? No, it's not. So it's nurses help. Good. Nurses help. Okay, I have to go back to my participants because some people have just come in. Okay. All right. All right, so let's go to number 6. We write or writes science books. The subject is we. It is not third person singular, so it's right. Okay, I'm not going to go through all of these because we're going to do some more practice. Okay. So again, I am recording this session and I will send you all, everyone, the link where you can watch this again. All right, so let's see. I want to clear. Undo. I have to clear everything before I can move on to the next one, or else the marks on this page will move to the next page. Okay, so let's go to, okay, so here are some spelling rules that I talked to you about. This, I put the link for Rachel's English. She also has some spelling rules on there, and you can look for them. So let's take a look real quickly at this. We just add S to most verb. So close, closes, dance, dances, exercise, exercises, feed, feeds, love, loves, open, opens, etc. All right, so these are just, most verbs we just add S to. Some verbs, if they end in SH, CH, S, X, and Z, we have to add ES. So wash becomes washes, teach, teaches, dress, dresses, relax, relaxes, buzz, buzzes. And then when we have a verb that ends in Y, we change the Y to I and add ES. If the verb ends in a consonant, then we just, if the verb ends in to verbs that end in a consonant plus Y. So carry, C-A-R-R-Y, R is a consonant, Y, we change the Y to I and add ES. Copy becomes copies, C-O-P-I-E-S. Study becomes studies, S-T-U-D-I-E-S. Okay? All right, are there any questions? If you have any questions, type them in the chat. Okay, and only I will be able to see what you type in the chat. So don't worry about if you have a question and you don't think it's grammatically correct. Do your best to just type it in. No one's going to see it except me. Okay, so let's move along to the next page. All right, so remember I talked about some irregular verbs. Do, go, and have. They're irregular because of their spelling in the third person singular. With the other subjects like I, you, we, and they, it's just do, go, and have. But when we have third person singular, do, we add ES, becomes does. He does the dishes every day. Go becomes goes. We add ES. She goes to work at 7 a.m. And it has dinner at 6 a.m. So he does the dishes every day. He goes to work at 7 a.m. He has dinner at 6 a.m. She does the dishes every day. She goes to work at 7 a.m. It has dinner at 6 a.m. Okay? So they're irregular in their spelling. Because normally we would just probably add S, and down here have, we don't say haves, we say has for third person singular. So let's take a look at, okay, I I need to stop sharing for a moment and come back. And let's see, Galaxy Tab A. Milagro, okay. All right, I can go back. Oh. All right, so let's take a look at this paragraph, and it has some fill-ins here. So, oh, not what I wanted. Hang on. Okay, so Manuel and Leila Vega have a busy lifestyle. Manuel is a doctor at a hospital. He works at night, so he goes to work at 7 p.m. and comes home at 7 a.m. His wife, Lila, works at a bank. She goes to work at 8 a.m. and comes home at 6 p.m. They don't see each other a lot during the week. Manuel and Lila also have 2 children, Luis and Carla. Every morning, they all have breakfast together at 7:30. Then Luis and Carla go to school, and Lila, we have to use the third person singular of go, and Lila goes to work. Manuel does the dishes and then goes to bed. Carla usually does her homework at a friend's house in the afternoon, and Luis has soccer practice. Manuel gets up at 4 p.m. At 6 p.m., he has dinner with Lila, Luis, and Carla. After dinner, he goes to work. Manuel and Lila have a busy schedule during the week, but on weekends, they relax. Okay, any questions on this? Any questions on this? Okie dokie. Then we are going to go back, all right? And let's see. All right, that's pronunciation. We're not going to do that. Oh, I think I need to go back here. And okay, so let's look at some negative statements, how to make negative statements in the simple present. Okay. When we want to make a sentence negative, we don't say no. We say do not or don't. Or in the third person, we say does not or doesn't. So I do not work. You don't work. We don't work. They do not work. Most times Americans will always use the contraction. He doesn't work. She doesn't work. It doesn't work. Many times I hear my students say, he no work, she no work, it no work. Now you're communicating the idea. People will understand what you mean. However, if you, it just doesn't, it's not correct grammar. So if you were taking a formal test like the TOEFL test, or if you wanted to make sure you sounded, I mean, you're taking class, so you want to use grammar correctly. You don't say no, he no work, it's he does not work. All right, so let's take a look at, let's do a couple of these where we're going to practice doesn't or don't. An astronaut on the International Space Station doesn't have a lot of free time. let's look at number 2. Let's look at number 2. Astronauts doesn't work all day, astronauts don't work all day. So that would be astronauts don't work all day on Saturday because it's plural, okay? An astronaut doesn't have the same schedule every day, don't have the same schedule every day. An astronaut doesn't have the same schedule every day, okay? So if it's third person singular, it's doesn't. If it's not third person singular, for instance, we, it's don't. All right? Okay, so let me undo that before we move on. Oops. Forgot to, okay. All right, so we're gonna do that, and let's see. Okay. No, we're not doing that one. Not doing that one. Okay, I think we're done with, oh, there was one more. I think it was yes, no questions. Let me see here. Imperatives, we don't want to need imperatives. Okay. All right, so let me try this one. I think this was, okay, so here we have some simple present questions, yes, no questions. So when we make the yes, no question, we have to put do or does at the beginning. Does if it's third person singular, do if it's not third person singular. Do I work? Do you work? Do we work? Do you work? Do they work? But if the subject is third person, it's does. Does he work? Does she work? Does it work? So let's take a look at some of these, do a couple of these exercises here. So the first one, do or does people from the Nicoya Peninsula live a long time? It's do. Do or does they drink a lot of water? The subject is they. They is not third person singular, so it's do. Do they drink a lot of water? Do or does Abuela Panchita exercise? Well, Abuela Panchita, I believe that's grandmother Panchita, so that's third person singular, so it's does Abuela Panchita exercise? And do or does she have a healthy diet? Well, the subject is she, so it has to be does. Does she have a healthy diet? Okay, I'm just going to go to the chat here to see, does anyone have any questions so far? I know I'm moving fast, but you're going to get a recording for this so you can watch it again. Okay, oh, let me see, did someone have a question? No. Okay, undo, 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 undo. Okay, and we'll bring that back. All right, let's see. I think that was it for the simple present. All right, now we're going to go on to the present progressive. So, oh, let's see. I don't know where Nicoya Peninsula is. You'd have to look it up. All right, so let's go back to our PowerPoint here. Okay. So, we've done the simple present review. Now, Let's go to the present continuous. As I mentioned, some people call the present continuous the present progressive. It's the same thing. So we use the present continuous. I'm going to refer to it as the continuous. We use the present continuous to talk about actions that are happening right now. We are watching a lesson. I am typing a question. The form is subject plus be, am, is, or are, plus the verb in ing. There are spelling rules for the ing form. We're going to go over some negative statements, yes, no questions, and then again, I put some useful links here. This is an IngVid video. It's about, I didn't put down the time. I think it's about 45 minutes long, and it will go over everything about the present continuous. Again, you do not have to watch it. This is extra for you. If you have a question on the present continuous, you can just look at the part that you have a question on. And then I also put a link, I'm also going to put a link for Rachel's English on our blog page for this so that you can see how to pronounce the ing words. All right, so let's see. Okay, so someone said that the Nicoya Peninsula is in Costa Rica. Thank you for finding that. Okay, so, all right, now, okay, before I forget, I need to take a picture of my attendance roster here. So I can put everyone in who is here. Okay, cool. So that way I don't have to take time from class. Okay, so we are going to, here we go. Okay, so the present, well, see here, they call it the present progressive. So the present progressive or continuous. I am writing, I'm writing, you're teaching, he's working, she's working, it's working, we're reading, you're reading, they're reading. So we use the present progressive to talk about actions that are in progress right now. And we also use it to talk about actions that are in progress at the present, but maybe not right at this moment. Okay, it could be like within a minute or two or 5 minutes. So let's go down here. Let's see, nope, that's not what I want. Okay, so let's take a picture. No, not take a picture. Let's look at this picture of the mountain climber. Okay, so the mountain climber, we're going to look at the photo, then we're going to answer these questions. So the first one's done for us. The mountain climber is, oh, there we go. That's better. Okay. The mountain climber is relaxing in her tent. The verb is relax, so is relaxing. Now, I realize that this picture was taken in the past. So this is not happening right now. But when we are describing pictures, when we look at a picture like this, it is as if the action is happening right now. The mountain climber is relaxing in her tent. We would not describe this picture using the simple present. We use the present continuous or the present progressive to describe pictures. So let's look at number 2. She climbed a mountain in Pakistan. She is climbing a mountain in Pakistan. She wear warm clothing. She is wearing warm clothing. Check. She is checking, her email. 5. Hang. Her tent is hanging from the cliff. By the way, I would not want to be in a tent hanging from a cliff. No, thank you. All right, number 6, the photographer look. No, the photographer is looking. I don't even want to be the photographer there. It's high up. I don't like that stuff. Okay, the photographer is looking at her through his camera. He is thinking about the photo. The other climbers are camping on the mountain. They are resting in their tents. Everyone is waiting to continue the climb the next day. Okay? Any questions? Oh, yep, I see there's one question. Oh, Maria doesn't want to be up there either. Yeah, I'm good with that. Other people can do it. I'll be on the ground. Thank you. Okay. All right, so let's go back to our page here. And so that's the present continuous. Now let's look at the present continuous with making the negative. We just say, I'm not writing. Am not. I am not writing. I'm not writing. You're not teaching, or you aren't teaching. He is not. He's not. He isn't working. She isn't working. It isn't working. We are not. We're not. We aren't reading. You aren't reading. They aren't reading. Okay? And then over here, we have some spelling rules for ing. For adding ing, we just add ing to the base form of most verbs. But as you know, in English, there are always exceptions. Verbs that end in a consonant and a silent E, hike, the last sound is k, but the last letter in spelling is E. We take off the E and add ing. Hike, hiking. Make, making. One syllable verbs, if it ends in consonant, vowel, consonant, we double the last consonant and we add ing. Sit, shop, shopping. Sit, sitting. Again, this is spelling if you're taking a formal test. Okay, and you can read through the other, you can look at the other, if you want, you could take a picture with your phone. But this will be in the video, okay? All right. Yeah, I'm not going to do that either. So let's move along. Okay. All righty. La, 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 la. Okay. Oh, and here are some yes/no questions. Okay, so we put the be first, then the subject, then the verb plus ing. Am I working? Are you working? Is he working? Is she working? Is it working? Are we working? Are you working? Are they working? And then we have short answer. Yes, you are. Short answers. Yes, you are. Yes, I am. No, I'm not. No, no, you're not. Okay, so this should all be review for many of you. Okay, let's see. So let's do this one real quick. Is Stephen taking a photograph? Yes, he is. Stephen, he, that's the subject, is he, Stephen. Is Dr. Jose climbing out of the cave? Yes, she is. Notice is, not does. It's is, because is the first, is the verb in the question. So we answer with the same verb in the answer. Are they sitting in a tent? They is the subject. No, they aren't. Are they working? Yes, they are. Is Stephen wearing a jacket? No, he isn't. Third person singular. Is the interviewer asking questions? Yes, she is. The interviewer, one person, she. Is Stephen answering the question? Now, we don't, even though we can say he's answering, if there's words that come after it, we can say he's. If there are no words at the end, if this is the end of the sentence, we have to say yes, he is. Is Stephen answering the questions? Yes, he is. Are you looking at the photograph? Again, at the end, we can't have a contraction if there are no words that come after it. If that's the end of the sentence, we have to say the whole thing. Yes, I am. Are you looking at the photograph? Yes, I am. Are they listening to the interview? No, they're not. They. This is grammatically correct, but it doesn't answer the question. You have to make sure not only that it's grammatically correct, but that it's answering the question. And are we studying English? Yes, we are. Okay, I see I have some questions in here. Let's see. In the sentence, everyone is thinking, why is and not are? Everyone is, I don't know where that is. Everyone is always third person singular. Okay, that's a good question, Elena. So everyone is thinking, everyone is always third person singular. And how can I, someone asked, how can I know when to use a short answer? Well, if someone says, is it raining outside? Is it raining? No, it's not. If it starts with is or are, and it's just looking for a yes or no answer, then you can say yes or no. Is it raining outside? Yes. Is it snowing outside? No. Or you can say, is it raining outside? Yes, it is. Or no, it isn't. Okay. We use, okay, I'm going to type this in the chat. So there are two types of questions. Yes, yes, oops. Yes, no, and who, what, where, when, why, and how. Okay, so in the question, is he, or is Stephen taking a photograph? Yes, he is. Okay, that's a yes/no question. If it starts with is, am, or are, it's a yes/no question. If it starts with where is Stephen taking a photograph, that's a different thing. That's asking for a location. So you can't, if someone says, where is Stephen taking a photograph? And you say, yes, he is. You're not answering the question. Where is Stephen taking a photograph? He is taking a photograph on the side of the mountain. Okay? All right, good question. All right, so let's go back here. Oh, let's see, how do I do this? Oh, there we go. Okay, so those are WH questions. Okay, now we are going to get into when do we use the simple present and when do we use the present continuous, or the present progressive. So remember, we use the simple present to talk about habits, routines, schedules, and facts. And for third person singular, In the simple present, we add an S, he, she, and it. For the present progressive or the present continuous, we talk about actions that are in progress now or are in progress at the present time, but maybe not at this moment. Look out the window. It's snowing. Max is taking Greek this semester. He's not studying right now. All right, so let's take a look at these questions here and let's go over these. Let me get my little annotate button out here. Okay, so move this up there. So Rex is watching a tornado right now. So we see something, we see right now. Okay, that means it's happening right now. It doesn't mean that it's a schedule or a routine. It can be a fact, but it's not a fact. Okay, so storm chasers have a dangerous jobs. They study tornadoes. They are studying tornadoes. Well, this is giving us facts, right? Storm chasers have dangerous jobs. They study tornadoes. Right now, he listens to a tornado report. He is listening to a tornado report. Well, we have right now, so it right now means present continuous. It's happening now. He's listening to a tornado report. Take your umbrella. It rains. It's raining. Now, it doesn't have right now, but this sentence, this is where, because now you're level 4-5, you have to understand the meaning of the sentence. Take your umbrella. It means you're walking out the door now and maybe your sister says, oh, take an umbrella, take your umbrella. It's raining. It means right now it's raining. Quebec City gets a lot of snow in the winter, is getting a lot of snow in the winter. Well, it's not talking about something that happens right now. Quebec City gets a lot of snow in the winter. That's a fact. We learn about storms in class this week. We're learning about storms in class this week. This week is the right now. So we're learning about storms in class this week. She gives the weather report every morning. She is giving the weather report every morning. So this shows a schedule or a routine. So she gives the weather report every morning. The weather is perfect today. It's warm and the sun shines. It's warm and the sun is shining. It's perfect today. Talking about right now, it's warm and the sun is shining. I read a book about tornadoes. It's very interesting. I'm reading a book about tornadoes. It's very interesting. And they watch the weather report every night. They're watching the weather report every night. Every night shows me that it's their routine. It's something that they do regularly. So they watch the weather report every night. Okay? Any questions on this? All right. Nope. Okay. All right, then I'm just going to undo these. Okay, we'll go here. Okay, so let's go to 100% and this is what I wanted to do. All right, so let's work on these. I'm going to give you a couple minutes to work on these, and then I will, let's, okay. So I'll give you a couple minutes to start working on these. And then I will go over them. Oh, I have a Galaxy Tab A in here. I have to stop sharing for, oh. I have a Galaxy Tab A in here. I need to know who you are, Galaxy Tab A. If you don't tell me your name, I cannot give you credit. Type it in the chat, Galaxy Tab A. You have to type your name in the chat. Take your cursor and go to the bottom of the page. Let's see. Which Claudia? I think I have two Claudias. I don't know. Okay, Galaxy Tab A. Oh, Tadeo. Okay, got it. All right, let me. I think that's T-A-D-E-O. Yep. Okay, all right, so let's go over these sentences. Okay, so it's listen. Please be quiet. I am listening to the weather report. The reporter about the storm right now. The reporter is talking about the storm right now. They snowstorms. They do not, or we can say they don't like snowstorms. She a raincoat. She doesn't own a raincoat. Number 6, I hear the wind. It's blowing very hard. With verbs that are the senses, hear, see, feel, we don't use the present continuous with those. We use the simple present. And then the weather, and if you watch the video, that 36-minute video on the simple present, or I'm sorry, the 45-minute video on the present progressive, then they should go over that verbs like hear, see, smell, touch. We use the simple present. All right, the weather in Chicago, terrible today. Is terrible today, not is being. Is terrible today. That umbrella belongs to Lisa. It's a fact. Maybe it has her name on it. I at the thermometer. It's 32 degrees. Ooh, that's cold. That's Fahrenheit. So that's like 0 degrees Celsius. I am looking at the thermometer. It's 32 degrees. Yikes. And number 10, a lot of clouds, but it's not raining. I see a lot of clouds, but it's not raining. We would not say I am seeing. Now, you will hear Americans say I am seeing. And people, we use that all the time. But if you are going to take a formal test, grammar test, like the TOEFL, you would not use I am seeing. You would have to say I see, because it's one of those see, hear, touch, feel, smell. Okay, we own those. Take the simple present. Okay. All right. Let's go back here. All right. So Let's see, how do I? Okay, so let's see. Does anyone have any questions? Let's see. Can you unmute yourself? Do you have any questions? Or do I have to unmute you? Oh. Oh, there we go. Okay, does anyone have any questions? If you would rather type it in the chat, you can type it in the chat. Okay, let's see. Let's take a look at the chat here. Oh, okay, someone asked, what is the difference between listening and hearing? Listening is active, hearing is passive. So if we are making an attempt, we are listening. But if we are just sitting there and a sound happens and we happen to hear it, then we're not doing anything special, it just happened. Listening means we are making an effort to hear it, okay? And if you want, if you need some more, another lesson on that, you can check ingvid.com or just Google in listening versus hearing, okay? All right, so if there are no questions, I'm going to take us to our page. Let's see. Ventures schedule. Oh. Let me try that. Okay, so I have put a link. This is our Google page. Okay, I have put a link on our blog. I will put a link on our blog page, and it will bring you to this week 2 homework. This is what your homework is going to be. These 2 sheets. So you have to fill in, do the present tense, fill in the present tense for this one. So it gives you examples. And this is simple present tense or present progressive tense. I'm sorry, I was looking at that. So you have to decide if the sentence is simple present or present progressive. So right now, I am watching a movie. I watch a lot of movies. Okay, so you're to fill this in. So that's the first one. And then the second one is a paragraph where you have to decide which one you're going to use, the simple present or the present progressive or present continuous. So today is the first day at my new school. Right now it is lunchtime and all of the students are eating their lunches, okay? So you can print this out if you want and fill it in, take a picture of it and send it to me. You can, or with either of these, you can type in an email, number 1 and the answer, number 2 and the answer. Okay, whatever is easiest for you. And remember, this is due by Sunday at 11:59. Okay, so I will have a session on Thursday, 6 to 7. That is optional. You do not have to come to it. But if you have any questions, if you want to go over simple present, present progressive, we can do that. We can do some more exercises if you need to. I'm not going to do the homework for you. You have to do the homework. But we can continue. We can go over any questions you might have. Okay? So does anyone have any other questions?
Yes, I have a question.
Yes, Arlen.
Yes, in the blog, when we log in every day, I see the first is ESOL listening practice, right? Then we go on the right side, it say the skilling building, and the basic 3 and the additional basic 3. What does this mean?
No, you're talking about English discoveries. You're not
I'm
talking
talking
about our blog. Okay, not our blog, English discoveries. So when you go in, you see what?
Which one we need to, and which one we need to work first. And the first one is a ESOL listening practice. Then you go the right side, say the next one is TOEIC skill building.
TOEIC, yeah.
Then it say basics 3, and another one is additional basics. So which one we need to work, or we need to work in few times each one, or?
No, start with basic 3. Thank you for asking that. I put the others in there in case you want to just, if you need a break from doing the whatever lesson you're doing, ESOL listening. Start with basic 3. Basic 1, basic 2, basic 3, intermediate 1, intermediate 2, intermediate 3, advanced 1, advanced 2, whatever one you're on. That's the one you should start working with. Thank you for asking that.
Yeah, because I'm confused. First, I not see it. So the first 2-3 days I working only in listen practice around 4 hours because I not see. Then I see different things. So I'm
That's okay. You have your hours. You have your hours for English discoveries. You're fine.
Yeah, I know. I see different, and if we log in and the different size is different hours, 4 to 3. But I know working in basics, and I work 1 hour I think in basics.
That's okay.
Just try the difference because I'm not sure.
As long as you're working on English discoveries and actively working on it, that's fine.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Any other questions? So I will be sending out the link to this webinar that we just had. Because you are here, you do not have to send me a summary, okay? Only people who were not here have to send me the summary in order to get credit for this attendance. You already have your credit for this attendance. For this webinar. You already have credit for this. So when I send out the email, it's going to be to everyone, and I'm going to say, if you did not attend the webinar, you must watch it and send me a 1-paragraph summary. That is not for you. You have attended the webinar. You're done with that. You can watch it again, but you don't have to do it. Yay, you! Yay, you! Okay.
Yes, we try.
Okay, so do you have any other questions before we end the class? Okay, well, if you do, email me and come to the session on Thursday and I can answer it there if something comes up between now and then. Now, if something happens with the technology, okay, because it happens to me too, sometimes things go crazy and I always blame it on the computer anyway. If something happens with the technology, don't freak out. Don't get scared. We will work it out, okay? We will find a way to work it out. All right, so everyone have a great evening. I'm gonna go have dinner now.
No.
Yeah, I'm hungry.
Yes, Chuan.
Yeah.
Oh, you're welcome. Okay, so bye everyone.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Take care.
You too. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.